Mary. St. Benedict has established the Lumen Christi Legacy Society. It's a way for parishioners to designate St. Benedict's in their will and their planning for their estates. So there will be more information. There's information actually in the bulletin today for a lot of things coming down the pike, including a special seminar next month. There's a sign-up sheet in Narthex for that. We wish you to save the date on our annual Triduum Feast, which will be Sunday, March 19th, after 11 o'clock Mass. There'll be no 1:30 Mass that day. See today's bulletin attachment for the story how this event began in 2006 and has grown over the years to be very much anticipated by everyone. And there'll be more information being released via flock notes and displays and bulletins and such have. Please join us for the Teen Trivia Night entitled, each one has a theme. This one's Teen Night to Win It, February 25th from 5:30 to 7. They'll serve dinner, but there'll be no desserts because it's Lent. The children's Lenten offering boxes will be available at Ash Wednesday in the Narthex. We do this every year. It's an opportunity for the children to give their part in alms and also to start to instill in them that important virtue. They will be returned Holy Thursday. This year, the proceeds will go to the Fraternity Nigerian Mission School and not the Fraternity Colombian Mission School. Then finally, the Finance Council will meet this Tuesday on the 21st at 6:30 in Forest Hall.
In nomine Patris et Filii et Spiritus Sancti, in privara parere. Iudice mereas et descende casamenta gentlemen sanctum, abomini iniquitos eruene. Immediate lucem pro et peritarum pro nem se mei direction, ter erection tomatum sanctum pro in tabernaculatum. Confidebit ut Deus meus, per et Christus as anima mea, per conservas me. Gloria Patri et Filii et Spiritui Sancti. In privata parere. Adiutorium nostrum in nomine Domini. Don video di Andevendenti Beata Maria Sempre Vergine, Beata Michele, Arcangelo, Pianiona Battista, Sanctis et Vostris Pater, Palo Omnibus Sanctis et Fobis Pater, Spiritu Gavini Spiritazione Vera Barotta, mea culpa, mea maxima culpa. Idio Preca Beata Maria Sempre Vergine, Beata Michele, Arcangelo, Pianiona Battista, Sanctis et Vostris Pater, Palo Omnibus Sanctis et Vostris Pater, orare per mea donna, mea nostra. Amen. Miseria sempre servizio figare da su, perché possa dire indulgenza absizione remissia de peccator nostro, priva nobis misericors Deus te conversus spiritu cabus, postere nobis domini misericordiam, Domine exaudi gratiarum, Dominus Doris, ore. Est meeting down the flexorum as one welcome refugi, et salve me facias quorum firmamentum meum et refugi meum estu, et propter nomen tuum lux mihi eris et enus presme. Dei Dominus paravenan confirma remerciam justitia tua libere me et edite me. Gloria Patri et Filio et Spiritui Sancto, sicut erat in principio et nunc et semper et in saecula saeculorum. Amen. Est meeting down the flexorum as one welcome refugi, et salve me facias quorum firmamentum meum et refugi meum estu, et propter nomen tuum lux mihi eris et enus presme. Kyrie eleison. Kyrie eleison. Christe eleison. Kyrie eleison. Kyrie eleison. Dominus vobiscum. Ore. Gratias nostras quaesimus nomine clemente rexa, anque applicatorum equilis absolutus, ab omnia nos adversitate custodi. Per Dominum nostrum, Iesum Christum ferium tuum, qui tecum viverat regnatin unitate Spiritus Sancti Deus, per omnia saecula saecula.
Amen.
Lex Ecclesiae Beata Paulo Posta ad Corinthians, Fratres, si iniquis omnem loco et angelorum caritatem autem non avium, autem sum verat esis sonans ab cimbrem timia, et si abuero profetiam et noveram mysteria omnia, et omnem scientiam, et si abuero omnem cirum, ite ut montes tranquillam caritatem autem non abuero, nicem et si distribuero in cilos pauperam omnis facultates meas, et si tradidero corpus meum, ite ut audiam, caritatem autem non abuero, nicem mihi proget. Caritas patientes benigna est, caritas non emulator, non agit perperam, non inflator, non est ambitiosa, non queretque sua sunt, non irritator, non cogitat malam, non gaudet super iniquitate, non gaudet autem veritate. Omnia super, omnia credit, omnia sperat, omnia suscitet. Caritas nunquam expedit, sibi profetia ex evacuabuntur, sive lingue excessava, sive scientia destruetur. Ex parte enim cognoscimus, et ex parte profetamus. Cum album venere, quod perfectum est, evacuabitur, quod ex parte est. Cum esem parvus, ocreba ut parvus, abiebam ut parvus, cogitabum ut parvus. Quando autem factus sum dir, evacuabi que erant falsi, venemus nunc et per spectrum in enigmate, nunc autem facie ad facie. Nunc cognosco est parte, nunc autem cognoscam sicut et cognitus sum. Nunc autem manet fides, spes, caritas, bria et maior autem orum est caritas.
Deo gratia.
Tu es Deus qui facis in vidius os, norem registi in dedibus vesperum tuum, liberasti in brachio tua populum tuum, filius Jacob, et filius Israel, et Iosef. Jubilate Deo omnis terras, servite Domino in laetitia, in grati in conspecto eos in exultatione. Dare quod Dominus ipse Deus, ipse vetit nos, et non ipse nos autem populos ex, Lovus fausque eum. Dominus vobiscum. Frequentia Sancti Evangelii, secundum Lucam. In ero tempore, assum sed Iesus duodecim, et aeteris. Age ascenimus Hierusalimum, et consumabutur omnia, que scriptos sunt per prophetas, de filio hominis. Tradetur enim ingenibus, et ulidetur, et flagellabatur, et conspuetur. Et postquam flagell haferent, obcirent eum, et tertia die resurget. Et ipsi nihil orum interexerunt, et erat verbum istud absconitum ab eis, et non intellegebant quae dicebant. Factum est autem, cum approminquare Jericho, secus quidem sedebat secus viam mendicant. Et cum audire turbam praeteriuntam, interrogabat quid hoc esset. Dixerunt autem ei, quod Iesus Nazarenus transirat, et clamavit, dicens, Iesu, Filii Dei, miserere mei, et qui praebant, ingrebamat eum et tacerat. Ipsi vera multa magis clamavat, Filii David, miserere mei. Stans adem Iesus iusit, ilum aduci ad se, et cum approminquasit, interrogavit ilum dicens, quid tibi vis faciam, ad ille dixit, Domine, ut videam. Et Iesus dixit illi, respice, fides tua, te salvum feci. Et confessum vidit, et sequebatur illam magnificans Deum. Et omnes plebs ut vidit, dedit laudum Deum.
Love should be priestly.
Reading from the Epistle of St. Paul the Apostle to the Corinthians. Brethren, if I should speak with the tongues of men and of angels, but do not have charity, I have become as a sounding brass or a tinkling cymbal. And if I have prophecy and know all mysteries and all knowledge, and if I have all faith so as to remove mountains, yet do not have charity, I am nothing. And if I distribute all my goods to feed the poor, and if I deliver my body to be burned, yet do not have charity, it profits me nothing. Charity is patient, is kind. Charity does not envy, is not pretentious, is not puffed up, is not ambitious, is not self-seeking, is not provoked, thinks no evil, does not rejoice over wickedness, but rejoices with the truth, bears with all things, believes all things, hopes all things, endures all things. Charity never fails, whereas prophecies will disappear and tongues will cease, and knowledge will be destroyed. For we know in part and we prophesy in part. But when that which is perfect has come, that which is imperfect will be done away with. When I was a child, I spoke as a child, I felt as a child, I thought as a child. Now that I have become a man, I have put away the things of a child. We see now through a mirror in an obscure manner, but then face to face. Now I know in part, but then I shall know even as I have been known. So there abide faith, hope, and charity, these three. But the greatest of these is charity. Continuation of the Holy Gospel according to St. Luke. At that time, Jesus, taking to himself the 12, said to them, Behold, we are going up to Jerusalem, and all things have been written through the prophets concerning the Son of Man will be accomplished. For he will be delivered to the Gentiles, and will be mocked and scourged and spit upon, and after they have scourged him, they will put him to death, and on the third day he will rise again. And they understood none of these things, and the saying was hidden from them, neither did they get to know the things that were being said. Now it came to pass, as he drew near to Jericho, that a certain blind man was sitting by the wayside begging. But hearing a crowd passing by, he inquired what this might be. And they told him that Jesus of Nazareth was passing by. And he cried out, saying, Jesus, Son of David, have mercy on me. And they went in front angrily to try. They who went in front angrily tried to silence him. But he cried out all the louder, Son of David, have mercy on me. Then Jesus stopped and commanded that he should be brought to him. And when he drew near, he asked him, saying, What wouldst thou have me do for thee? And he said, Lord, that I may see. And Jesus said to him, Receive thy sight, thy faith has saved thee. And at once he received his sight and followed him, glorifying God. And all the people, upon seeing it, gave praise to God. Thus far, the Holy Gospel. Credo in unum Deo, Patrem omnipotentem factorem caeli terrae omnium et indivisibilium, et in unum Domini, Iesum Christum filium Dei unigentum, et ex Patre natum ante omnia saecula. Deum de Deo, lumen de lumine, Deum verum de Deo verum, genitum non factum consubstantialum Patri, per quem omnia factus sunt. Vi propter nos hominis, et propter nosum salutum descende de celis, et incarnatus est, de Spiritus Sancto ex Maria Virgine, et homo factus est. Crucifixus et siam pro nobis, et Ponti Pilato passus et sepultus est, et resurrexit tertia die succurrum scripturis. Et ascendit in caelum sede ad dextram Patris, et iterum venturus est cum gloria, judicare vivos et mortuos, cuius regnum non erat finis. Et in Spiritum Sanctum, Dominum et vivificantem, qui ex Patre filioque procetit, qui cum Patre filio simul adorator et cum glorificator, qui locutus est per prophetas, et unum sanctum catholicum et apostolicum ecclesiam, confiteor una baptisma in remissionem peccatorum et expecto resurrectionem mortuorum, et vita mentore saeculi. Amen. Dominus vobiscum. Orem. Benedictus est Domini dote meis tubicationes tuas, in labis meis pronunciavi omnia judicia oris tui. per omnia saecula saeculorum.
Amen.
Dominus vobiscum.
Et cum spiritus tuo.
Servicem corda.
Amoris Domini.
Gratias agamus Domine Deo nostro.
Dignum est.
Vere dignum et justum est. Equum salutare nostri semper tubique gratias agere Domine Sancte Pater omnipotens aeterna Deus. Qui cum unigenitor Filio tuo et Spiritus Sanctus unus est Deus unus est Dominus. Non in unius singularitate personis, sed in unius trinitatis substantia. Quod enim de tua gloria, revelante te credimus, hoc de Filio tuo, hoc de Spiritus Sanctus, sine differentia discretionis etimus. Ut in confessione veris, emeterneque deitatis, et in personis propietas, et in ascensionitas, et in majestate adorator et qualitas. Quam laudant angeli aquae arcangeli, cherubim quoque ac seraphim, qui non cessant clamadi quotidie, una voce dicentes. Sanctus, 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 Dominus Deus Sanctus, plenis subjecere de terra gloria Tau, Hosanna in excelsis. Benedictus qui venit in nomine Domini, Hosanna in excelsis. nobiscoque peccatoribus. Per omnia saecula saeculorum. Oremus, preceptus salataribus morti et divina institutione formatia demus dicere. Pater noster requies in celi, sanctificetur nomen tuum. Adveniat regnum tuum, fiat voluntas tua, sicut in cielo et in terra. Panem nostrum quotidianum da nobis hodie, et dimitte nobis debita nostra. Sicut et nos dimittimus debitoribus nostris, et ne nos inducas in tentatione,
Sed liberamus malum.
per omnia saecula saeculorum.
Amen.
Pax Domini sit semper vobiscum.
Et cum spiritu tuo.
Agnus Dei qui todis peccatum mundi, miserere nobis. Agnus Dei qui todis peccatum mundi, miserere nobis. Agnus Dei qui todis peccatum mundi, dona nobis pacem. Domine non subdictus. Domine non subdictus. Domine non subdictus. Misereate vestre omnipotens Deus admissus peccaris vestris, per the good vos servire meta. Indulgens maxitione remission peccator nostro, privat vobis omnipotens and misericors Dominus. Ecce agnus Dei, ecce qui tollit peccatum, Domine non subdignus, sed interes subtectum me, sed tantum dic verbo et senavitor anima me. Domine non subdignus, sed interes subtectum me, sed tantum dic verbo et senavitor anima me. Domine non subdignus, sed interes subtectum me, sed tantum dic verbo et senavitor anima me. Mandi caverat et salaratis sentinimis, et desiderim ero eorum autoriter eius Dominus, non sunt fraudati ad desiderio suo. Dominus vobis. Orem. Quesumus omnipotens Deus ut qui celesti alimenta percetum, per ec contra omnia adversa moniamus. Per Dominum nostrum, Iesum Christum imperium tuum, qui tecum viverat regnat in unitate Spiritus Sancti Deus, per omnia saecula saeculorum.
Amen.
Dominus vobis.
Et cum spiritu tuo.
Ite missa.
Deo gratias.
Benedicat vos omnipotens Deus, Pater et Filius et Spiritus Sanctus. Dominus vobis. In etiam Sancti Evangelii, circudem Ioannem. In principio erat verbum, verbum erat apud Deo, Deus erat verbum, hoc erat in principio apud Deo. Omne per ipsum factus sunt, et sine ipsa factum est nicel, per factum est. In ipsa fide erat, et fide erat lux omnem, et lux in terris lucet, et terram eam non comperenterum. Fuit omum missus ad Deo, cum in nomen erat Ioannes, et quenet testimonium, ut testimonium per verte lumini, ut omnes crederent per illum. Non erat ere lux sed ut testimonium per verte lumini, erat lux vera, quae illuminat omnem omnem peneendum in hoc mundum. In vera erat minus per ipsum factus est, minus eam non cognovit. In verbe pene, et sua eam non reciperum. Quod Goddatum reciperunt, eam ded eis potestatum filios Dei filiis, qui creunt in nomen eis. Qui non ex sanguinibus, nec ex voluntate carnis, nec ex voluntate viris, sed ex Deo nati sunt. Et verum cara factum est, et habet in nobis, et virimus gloria meus, gloriam cosmium gentia Patre, plenum gratiae et caritatis. Hail Mary, full of grace, the Lord is with thee. Blessed art thou among women, and blessed is the fruit of thy womb, Jesus. Hail Mary, full of grace, the Lord is with thee. Blessed art thou among women, and blessed is the fruit of thy womb, Jesus. Hail Mary, full of grace, the Lord is with thee. Blessed art thou among women, and blessed is the fruit of thy womb, Jesus. Hail, Holy Queen, Mother of mercy, and life of our sweet sinner. To thee we cry, praying children of Eve. To thee we send our sighs, mourning weeping in this valley of tears. Turn then, most gracious Advocate, your eyes of mercy towards us, and after this our exile, show unto us the blessed fruit of thy womb, Jesus. O coming to the loving and sweet Virgin Mary, pray for us, most holy Mother of God. Pray, O God, our refuge and our strength, look out and rest upon thy people, Christ, by the intercession of the glorious and immaculate Virgin Mary, Mother of God, of St. Joseph, her spouse, of the blessed apostles Peter and Paul, and of all the saints. Do thou mercifully and graciously hear the prayers we pour forth for the conversion of sinners and for the liberty and exaltation of our Holy Mother, the Church. Through the same Christ our Lord. Saint Michael the Archangel, our protection against the wickedness and snares of the devil. May God rebuke him, we humbly pray. And do thou, Prince of the heavenly hosts, by the power of God, cast them out of Satan and all evil spirits. God, those seeking good souls. O Sacred Heart of Jesus. O Sacred Heart of Jesus. O Sacred Heart of Jesus. Prayer for vocations. O God, grant that one of these children may become a priest of religious. I myself want to live as a good Christian, and to guide these children to do what is right, so that I may receive the grace of God, and allow them to be beautiful and priest of religious with respect.
Please be seated. So as promised, first a short fervorino. In the epistle, St. Paul speaks of the necessity, the excellence, and the nature of true charity. He says that all natural and supernatural gifts, all good works, even martyrdom, do not avail to salvation if they are united and animated by the love of God, because that love alone can render our works pleasing to God. Therefore, though ever so much good is accomplished, so many alms given, prayers, fasting, and good deeds performed, but not for love of God, or while not in a state of grace, no reward in heaven can be hoped for. Therefore, strive to lead always a pious life in charity and love, to remain always in a state of grace. When Jesus asked in the gospel the blind man, "What will I do for thee?" he asked not because he was unaware what the blind man's wish was, but to enable him to better show his faith and hope that through Christ he would receive his sight, and that he might show us how he loves to do good to us, and how it pleases him if we trustfully place our wants before him. We should learn then from this blind man of Jericho, who would not be restrained by the passing crowd in his relentless requests, not to pay attention in the work we have commenced to human respect or human judgment, but to persevere, and not to allow ourselves to be led astray by the world's mockery or contempt. We should also learn to thank God and faithfully cling to him if he has once opened the eyes of our mind and healed our spiritual blindness, which is far more deplorable than physical blindness, for nothing could be more miserable than not to see and understand God, ourselves, what is necessary for our salvation, and what is pernicious to it. This weekend, then, I'm offering a snapshot, if you will, of the parish life and what I'm calling the state of the parish address. Just as the president, the governor, or the mayor doing their addresses, we'll be focusing our attention on various facets of the parish. All these figures are, unless otherwise stated, will be as the end of the fiscal year, which was June 30th, 2022. Our registration at that time was 962 individuals, which 290 of those were children versus 266 children the year before. That equates to 402 families, or 347 families the year before in 2021. During the fiscal year, we had 8 deaths, 39 baptisms, 24 First Communions, 26 confirmations, 10 of which were adults entering the church through the RCI program, 8 marriages, 205 of those children were involved in the CCD program. Our total income at the end of fiscal year June 30th, 2022 was $947,000 versus $850,000 the year before. Keep in mind that 55 of the $1,000 was for parish charities. The total expenses during that time was $784,000, down from the year before, which is $837,000. Keep in mind that each month we are obligated to pay through the cathedraticum tax of the diocese a minimum of $11,500 monthly. That's the minimum. There are other fees throughout the year that are tacked on. Our net then was $163,000. How are our funds utilized? The first collection goes to the general operating funding to pay the parish expenses. God bless you. Second collection always goes to the special building project. And then throughout the year, there are particular donations for specific projects like the Vocation Fund Drive and the Father's Wish List. Keep in mind that over the years, the following projects have been donated by parishioners so that no money has come out of the funds of the parish. And these are the bigger ones, but not all of them. This is not exhaustive, it's just so you realize what good people are doing so that it doesn't come out of the church. The playground and the installation, The prayer garden over here, which was over $90,000 alone. The piazza out front that we walk on and run around on before and after Mass. The drainage ditch in the shrubberies, the shrubs at the rectory, the concrete driveway at the rectory, the 2 HVAC unit, brand new units at the rectory, the windows all replaced at the rectory. We just acquired a new house, a piece of property at 501 McCoss, completely paid for by a benefactor. The new picnic tables, paid for by a benefactor. When we bought this property, 5.5 acres along with the rectory, the house that became the rectory, a parishioner came forth with $300,000 to add to what we had because we couldn't afford it, so that we could pay it off at closing. A new snowblower, numerous vestments over the years, all the artwork in the church, including the beautiful sedalia that Father's sitting on, the candelarium that is in the back at times when we have the novenas, the one with the candles on it, the turnstile in the narthex, the passion clock that comes out at Holy Week, the Star of Bethlehem that we have at Christmas time, the O Antiphon banners, which are not cheap, the 40 Hours Pelican Shield, the surveys done, the home inspections, also to the $900,000 paid by one parishioner to pay off this new building a number of years ago. And ladies and gentlemen, all that I just mentioned, 3 families. Now, many other things people have and continue to, through their money, through their time and talent, certainly keep this beautiful parish going. But those are the big ones. And none of that, I emphasize it because it does, none of that, not a penny has come out of the church's funds. With respect to the new building, you know, we were hemmed in on all sides, nowhere to grow. And so we purchased that property after a number of years trying to get it. We got it. We are now planning on building a 22,000 square foot prefab building, 1 story with mezzanine, brick facade, 10 classrooms, a large banquet hall to accommodate 600 seated guests, a commercial kitchen to accommodate receptions and events and things like that. So what you see is a dormant piece of property, but what has been going on over the months is working with the city of Richmond, or rather the city of Chesapeake and the Diocese of Richmond. Multi-layers of getting, you know, rezoning, permits for the environment, core samples, surveys, and the like. Not to mention going before the diocese to present our needs for their approval. So as it stands right now, we are at 75% of what's called the architectural drawings. We've been at an impasse for a while because although we tried very hard to get 3 quotes, we were only able to get 1 because we just can't find the companies that are interested. We finally broke through that impasse, and the diocese has given us the okay. We have contracted with the company to provide the steel and the drawings along with it. They'll need 8 weeks with that. They will then give it to the architect who can finish the drawings to give us 100% of the drawings that then can be presented to the city of Chesapeake for final permits to build. That will take 3 or 4 additional weeks with the architect. And then once the city gets it, it's just a matter of them getting to it and approving everything so we can build. The building with providing good weather, a nice supply chain, and enough laborers out there to do the work should take no more than 10 months. As of June 30th, last month, we had $1.38 million set aside for this. We've already paid $73,000 towards this project. It's estimated, I don't have the final cost, of $4 million, so we'll need to raise $3 million, which will involve a capital campaign, which I will be seeing every one of you to contribute. We had been suffering for years on lack of space, no parking, people upset with me because I've got to cancel this thing because something else is in, or you got 2 or 3 event or groups that want to use the space at the same time. We've had to cancel CCD classes to accommodate something else. We need the building. We're on top of each other. We're just growing too darn fast. Whoops, shouldn't have said that word. So we need your help. I'm very blessed to have 5 permanent members of the Finance Council who are most dedicated to assisting and advising the pastor on the temporal goods and the finances of the parish. The Finance Council is set up by the diocese. It is mandated by diocesan policy, by universal canon law in the church, appointed at the discretion of the pastor. We meet monthly. The meetings are open to the parishioners. All minutes, budgets, and annual reports go to the diocese. They're also posted, as they are now, on the board in Damon Hall. And all parish accounts are open to the diocese to see at any time. Currently, we are debt-free, but that will change substantially when we start building. Concerning our future plans and goals, after the new building, my eyes are set, if I'm still here, on a new altar. This is a plaster altar. It's not a marble altar, which we would like to acquire. And hopefully, probably by divine intervention, we will be able to consecrate the building in the old rite. After that, if long-term, long goal plans would be to replace the administration building, maybe a newer, better entrance to the front gate so it's more attractive, an outdoor pavilion, and a scripture garden. We have extended an offer for full-time organist and choir director. This will take about a year or a little more. Some of y'all met Mr. Adrian Feeder when he was here. He's from Poland, and that's why it's going to take so long. That's how long it takes to get a religious work visa in the United States through the immigration department. And then we will probably, in 2 or 3 years, we'll probably have a 4th priest here who will probably be a retired fraternity priest. The fraternity encourages their priests to retire in parishes so that although they may, come and go as they please, being retired, while they're here, they're expected to pull their weight, so that we'll always take that help. So we've come a long way, but we still have a ways to go. Together we will get there. I'd like to express my profound thanks and gratitude for all of your generosity, of all your prayers, for the Parish Council, but especially to the Parish Finance Council for their role in maintaining the temporal goods of the parish and the financial vitality of our parish. So thank you very, very much, and may St. Benedict's bless God. If you have any questions about anything, you can see me or a member of the Finance or Parish Council at any time. Now I'd like to bring up Mr. Amir Kamsia, who is going to say a few words about the situation with the Palestinian Christians, which he is, and why he's here and why we've invited him in today. Thank you.
Good morning, everyone. As Father Nichols said, my name is Amir Kumsiya, and I'm Christian from the Holy Land. I was born in Jerusalem, and I grew up in Bethlehem. Before I start my brief presentation, folks, I would like to take this wonderful chance and thank all of you here for the generous support you have shown to us throughout the years. Your sense of solidarity with your brothers and sisters in the Holy Land is greatly appreciated. Thank you all very much, and may God bless you and bless your good work. Well, folks, we're back to you today for the same good cause, which is to continue our support to the Christian community in the Holy Land. Now, for those who are new members here, and also to refresh your memory, I would like to share with you some important facts about the Holy Land. Well, folks, Christianity in the Holy Land some 70 years ago made about 20% of the total population. Nowadays, it is less than 2%. And if you are wondering about the Catholic community over there, well, folks, it is less than 1%. If the situation stays as it is, in the near future, there will be no Christians left in the Holy Land. And the Holy Land will be basically a museum. And this is absolutely wrong and not fair for all of us. We want the Christians to stay rooted in the land of Christ, because Christians back home will protect our holy sites. They will ensure our churches of prosperity, and they will preserve our Christian heritage. Now, let me tell you a little bit about the reasons behind this massive decline. Well, Christians are leaving the Holy Land, folks, for many reasons. Now, one of the main reasons behind this massive decline is the economical instability derived by political instability. As you all know it, the Holy Land is one of the most touristic areas on earth. That's why the whole economy revolves around tourism. Most of the local Christians back home depend on tourism to make their living. Unfortunately, after COVID-19 hit the world back in 2020, we lost tourism for 18 months in a row. Literally, folks, zero tourism. Anything that has to do with pilgrim activities were basically closed. Most of the local Christians back home lost their major source of income and employment. In simple words, folks, COVID-19 destroyed our economy, and it's going to take years and years for the economy to recover. So if you think about it, we have the pandemic in one hand, and on the other hand, we have the political instability and the fightings. I'm pretty sure that all of you here are aware of the conflict between Palestinians and Israelis. It's been like this for more than 70 years, and I personally do not see any real solution at the table. People back home are tired of this ongoing conflict. They don't know what to do. That's why many of them left the area. It is very sad to see them leaving, but that's the way it is, and we have to deal with it. Now, the important question is, what can we do to support the remaining